Previously on Days of Our Dice. The shadows of Drakestide Cove grew ever deeper as our heroes found themselves pulled between forces both ancient and terrible. In the Company Tower, Gnarly narrowly escaped death after witnessing a clandestine meeting between Jack Moonstrider and a mysterious figure that took the form of a green bumblebee. As she recovered under Malveth's care, Rook, the masked revenant, arrived with dire warnings from the Raven Queen herself. Meanwhile, within the opulent halls of Corvus Manor, Lady Cordelia Blackthorne revealed her true nature. A vampire who has walked through millennia, carrying the weight of ancient wars and lost love. Her crimson tears spoke of a connection to Crothar that defied time itself, while her gifts to our heroes came with unspoken prices. As alliances shift and secrets deepen, the fate of Drakestide Cove hangs in the balance. The circle of the whispering shadows grows bold, while the order of the eclipsed hand moves in darkness. And through it all, the sharp-dressed man watches, weaving webs of chaos that threaten to ensnare them all. Let us return to our tale, as ancient oaths and modern betrayals dance in the shadows of destiny. The grand meeting room of the Company Tower lay shrouded in an uneasy silence, the air heavy with anticipation. Flickering oil lamps cast long shadows across the weathered stone walls, their dance mirroring the restless thoughts of those gathered. Around the ancient oak table, worn smooth by countless strategy sessions, sat the assembled members of the company, their faces a canvas of worry and hope, a fragile mixture, weighed down by memories and uncertainties. At the table's centre, Jack Moonstrider and Rook exchanged a knowing glance, their eyes speaking volumes of shared history and unspoken losses.
We're not just talking about colleagues here. These people are family to me, to us all. I want to introduce you to the ones we lost, the ones we must find.
Jack's eyes seemed to mist over as he delved into the past, his voice taking on a softer, almost reverent tone.
Uldor Grimhold, our paladin of devotion. By the gods, he was stubborn as a mountainside, but with a heart of pure mithril. I can still see him, standing between us and any threat, no matter how overwhelming. His oath wasn't just words. It was his very essence, a shield that protected us all.
The room fell silent, Jack lost in his own memories of Haldor's unwavering presence. Jack's eyes lingered on an empty chair, as if he could still see the dwarf's stocky figure occupying it.
And then there's Elira Moonshadow, the voice of our crew, the melody in our discord. She was always there, wasn't she? With that battered lute and that laugh that could cut through the darkest night. Elira. She was more than just our bard. She was our guide, our beating heart in the coldest of times.
Elira could charm the scales off a dragon and bring warmth to the void itself. If anyone's still out there, Jack, it's her. She's tough as nails, but what she's faced, it's hard to imagine.
The room grew somber as Rook's words hung in the air, a palpable reminder of the dangers that lay ahead. Little Horn reached out, squeezing Crothar's massive hand, seeking comfort in the face of the unknown.
Draven Hallow, our tiefling warlock. He made choices that weren't always easy to swallow, but by the nine hells, he made them for our survival. Pragmatic, resourceful, too damn smart for his own good, some might say. That connection to the dark forces, it always painted a target on his back.
I knew him during his time in the Shadowfell. Company business, you understand. Draven was a good man, even though he chose to dance with fiends. But loyal? Oh yes, in his own twisted way. The price he paid for his power, though. We'll have to find out if it cost him everything.
Jack nodded grimly, his gaze shifting to the next name on his mental list, a name that held more uncertainty than the rest. The air in the room seemed to thicken, as if the very mention of this person could summon shadows.
Thalia Duskwhisper, the shadow among us, our scout, our silent protector. No one could move like Thalia, not even the wind itself. She'd rather take 100 unseen paths than face one enemy in broad daylight. If anyone's still out there, hiding in plain sight, it's her.
She'll be found, Jack. I know it in my bones. Thalia's smart, and she's more capable than a cat in the dark. She wouldn't go down without leaving us a trail to follow.
Brega Stoneheart. They're the one I can't imagine losing. Gentle as a mountain breeze with us, but a raging storm on the battlefield. Brega was always the first to rush forward and the last to step back, always putting others before themselves.
The mention of Brega seemed to still the room, a heaviness settling as each member considered what it would mean to face their fallen comrade.
Lastly, Orlin Felbraid. He wasn't easy to understand, often cold, often pragmatic to a fault. Orlin saw the world differently than most of us, and there were times when that distance saved our skins. But it also meant that trust with him was harder to come by than dragon's gold.
Orlin had his reasons for what he did, Jack. We all know that. He may have had our backs in the past, but let's not forget he's always been good at making sure he survived first. If he's out there, well, we might want to watch our own backs.
Jack glanced at each of the party members once again, the flickering lamplight casting long shadows across their faces, each etched with determination and a hint of fear.
These are our comrades, my crew here in the company tower and our family. We don't leave them behind, not now, not ever. And now I need you to pick up where I couldn't. You'll begin by searching the mausoleums at the old cemetery. It's one of the last places mentioned in connection with the disappearances. It's also tied to our investigations into the Order of the Eclipsed Hand. Those bastards have their dark hearts set on the necromantic arts, and I fear our friends may have stumbled into something far worse than we imagined.
We'll find them, Jack. Whatever it takes, whatever darkness we have to face.
I trust you all with my life and theirs. Rook, you're the one who knows them best after me. Guide them, keep each other safe. And don't for a single moment underestimate the forces we're dealing with. We have yet to determine if they may be tied to the circle of the whispering shadows and something far darker than we've ever faced.
The room remained silent, the weight of the task ahead settling on their shoulders like a physical burden. Jack's words echoed in the stillness, a stark reminder of what was at stake. This wasn't just about finding the missing. It was about uncovering a truth that could shake the very foundations of their world, about confronting a betrayal that had reached into their ranks and taken their own.
We bring them back, all of them, and we find those responsible. They will answer for what they did, in blood, if necessary.
There was no more hesitation, no more room for doubt. With a collective nod, the meeting came to a close, but the energy in the room had transformed. It crackled with purpose, with a shared resolve that bound them tighter than any oath. They had a direction. They had a mission. And in the shadows of the company tower, as the last rays of sunlight faded from the windows, the stage was set for a journey into darkness, a quest to reclaim their own and confront the evil that dared to challenge them. The hunt was on, and may the gods have mercy on those who stood in their way. A bitter wind howled through the ancient stone corridors of the company tower, its mournful keen a fitting dirge for the somber gathering within. In the flickering torchlight of the meeting room, shadows danced across weathered faces etched with determination and fear. The die had been cast, the path forward chosen. Now came the moment of parting, as each member of this band of brothers and sisters in arms prepared to walk their own perilous road.
Rook, Kithri, Kaelin, Valyria, Malveth, you five, you're our vanguard into the unknown. But heed my words well. The Order of the Eclipsed Hand, they're no common foe. They'll be watching, waiting, hungry for any sign that we're on their trail. Don't give them that satisfaction. Keep to the shadows, strike from the dark, no heroics, no unnecessary risks. Am I understood?
Crystal clear, Jack. We'll be ghosts, seen by none, heard by few, but felt by all who stand in our way. You have my word. We'll bring our people home, or uncover the bitter truth of their fate.
Jack held Rook's gaze for a long, pregnant moment, as if trying to imprint the gravity of the situation upon his very soul. Satisfied, he turned to address the others, his expression softening almost imperceptibly.
Malveth, Kithri, Valyria, Kaelin, remember this mission, it's twofold. Yes, we need to find our lost companions, but we also need to peel back the layers of deception and uncover the rot at the core of this betrayal. Someone sold us out, and by all the gods, we will find out who.
We won't rest until we have answers, Jack. The shadows are our domain now. We'll use them to our advantage, become one with the darkness we hunt.
Jack's lips quirked in a tight smile, his eyes betraying a glimmer of gratitude for their unwavering loyalty in the face of such danger. Behind him, Crotha shifted his massive frame, his gaze drifting to Valyria with unmistakable concern.
Valyria, little one, keep your wits about you out there. Trust your instincts, but don't let your guard down for a moment. And remember, sometimes the bravest thing is knowing when to fall back and regroup.
I will, Crothar. But promise me you'll be here when I return. I'd feel so much better with you by my side, watching my back like always.
Crothar's features softened, a half smile tugging at his lips even as worry clouded his eyes. He gave Valeria a reassuring nod, watching as she reluctantly joined her companions.
Rook, I'm entrusting you with more than just this mission. Keep them safe. They'll look to you for guidance, for strength. Don't let them down.
I'd sooner fall on my own blade than let harm come to them, Jack. They're in good hands. I swear it on my life.
The armory of the company tower thrummed with quiet intensity as the investigation team made their final preparations. In the dancing light of guttering torches, each member moved with purpose, their actions speaking louder than words. Kithri's deft fingers flew over the straps of her armor, checking and double-checking each buckle with the precision of a master craftsman. Nearby, Valeria's brow furrowed in concentration as she methodically packed her satchel, each item carefully chosen for the perilous journey ahead. The rhythmic rasp of steel on whetstone cut through the silence as Kalen honed the edge of his twin blades to razor sharpness, his eyes never leaving his task.
Let's be clear on our priorities. Information is our goal, not confrontation. If we cross paths with the Order, we melt away like mist before the dawn. We're not equipped for a full-scale battle. Not yet.
Agreed. We move like shadows, strike like wraiths. No traces, no witnesses. We gather what we need and vanish before they even know we were there.
As the others voiced their agreement, Valeria found herself drawn to the window. Moonlight spilled through the panes, bathing her face in an ethereal glow and casting long shadows across the room. Her expression was a battlefield of emotions, determination warring with uncertainty, courage grappling with fear.
It feels wrong somehow. Leaving Crothar behind. I know he's strong. I know he's needed here, but he's always been my rock, my protector. Facing this without him by my side, it's like going into battle with only half my armor.
I understand, Valeria. Truly I do. But this is bigger than any one of us. Time is slipping through our fingers like sand, and every moment we delay could mean the difference between life and death for our missing comrades. Crothar's presence here is vital. He'll keep the home fires burning, ensure we have a safe haven to return to, and we'll bring back the answers we need. The truth that's been hidden from us for far too long. You have to trust me on this.
Valeria held Rook's gaze for a long moment, searching his eyes for something. Reassurance, perhaps, or the strength to face the unknown. Whatever she found there seemed to steady her. She took a deep breath, squaring her shoulders as she stepped away from the window to rejoin her companions. And now let's pause for a brief moment. The dice are in motion, but before they land, let's take a quick detour to talk about how you can help keep the adventure alive.
Even the bravest adventurers need to rest. But while our heroes catch their breath, you can help keep their journey alive. Step beyond the story and join the adventure at daysofourdice.com, your portal to all things Days of Our Dice. Explore our treasure trove of exclusive merch, support the show on Ko-Fi or Patreon, and help forge the next chapter of this epic saga. Your support keeps the dice rolling, the fireballs flying, and the legends growing. So whether you grab a shirt, sip a Fireball blend coffee, or simply spread the word, know that you're part of the story. Now, let's get back to the adventure.
As the last remnants of daylight bled from the sky, Drakestide Cove surrendered to the encroaching night. The streets, once bustling with life, now lay silent under a shroud of twilight mist. From the looming silhouette of the company tower emerged 5 figures, their movements fluid and purposeful as they melted into the labyrinthine network of alleys and back streets. The investigation group moved like wraiths, their footfalls barely a whisper against the worn cobblestones. They clung to the deepest shadows, avoiding the pools of amber light cast by distant street lamps, their path a dance between darkness and revelation.
Keep tight, everyone. This part of the city, it's got more eyes than a nest of spiders. and not all of them are looking to help lost travelers, if you catch my meaning.
The air hung heavy with unspoken fears and bitter anticipation. Every flickering shadow seemed to harbor secrets, every darkened doorway a potential ambush point. In the distance, the warm glow of the market's lanterns spilled into the maze-like alleys, providing just enough illumination for the group to navigate while remaining hidden from prying eyes. The soft crunch of grit under boots and the occasional skittering of unseen vermin were the only sounds that broke the oppressive silence. Each member of the group was acutely aware of their vulnerability, exposed as they were in the open streets, however deserted they might appear.
Let's not lose sight of why we're out here. The cemetery, that's our target. There've been unsettling reports. Graves disturbed, mausoleums breached. Whatever's happening, it's our best lead. We go in, we gather what information we can, and we get out, clean and quiet. And remember, no unnecessary risks, no misguided attempts at heroism. We're here for answers, not glory.
No heroics, right, just answers. And hopefully our people.
Their path led them ever deeper into the unknown, both literally through the twisting streets of Drakestide Cove and figuratively into the heart of a mystery that threatened to consume them. The shadows they sought to understand might soon engulf them, pulling them into depths they had never intended to plumb. But for their missing comrades, for the integrity of the company, and for their own peace of mind, they had no choice but to press on. Into the heart of darkness they went, toward whatever fate awaited them in the silent, waiting cemetery beyond. Night had descended upon Drakestide Cove like a shroud, enveloping the company tower in an inky embrace. Within the headquarters, a handful of guttering candles waged a futile battle against the encroaching darkness, casting long, quivering shadows that danced across weathered stone walls. The air hung heavy with tension and the faint scent of beeswax. In a dimly lit chamber, Jack Moonstrider, Crothar Cloudwatcher, and Lyra stood vigil around a bed where Gnarly lay, her eyes open but clouded with exhaustion and confusion. Gnarly stirred, her eyelids fluttering like moth wings against the weight of some unseen burden. She strained to piece together the fragments of memory that flitted just beyond her grasp. Jack's clandestine meeting, a figure cloaked in shadow, whispers that seemed to curl around her very thoughts. But the words caught in her throat, tangled and knotted by whatever foul magic had struck her down.
Jack, I saw shadows, whispers. He talked to someone cloaked, the bee.
Easy now, Gnarly. You've been through the ringer. We'll get to the bottom of this, I promise. For now, just focus on resting.
The tower seemed to hold its breath, the very stones straining to hear Gnarly's faint words. But the fragile moment shattered as a sudden, forceful knock echoed through the chamber, reverberating off the ancient walls like a thunderclap.
By the gods, who could that be at this unholy hour?
Jack's brow furrowed, years of hard-won instinct rising to the surface. He moved towards the door with fluid grace, the faintest shimmer of arcane energy gathering around his fingertips. With a muttered incantation, he peered through the enchanted viewing slit embedded in the weathered oak. There, bathed in the sickly glow of a guttering street lamp, stood Lady Cordelia Blackthorne. Her alabaster skin seemed to glow with an inner light, a stark contrast to the inky blackness of the night. Her eyes, ancient and knowing, bored into the door as if she could see right through it. Flanking her were two silent figures, cloaked and hooded, their features lost to the shadows.
Cordelia, I must say, midnight visits aren't exactly your style. Oh, what am I saying? They are your only style.
Jack, my dear, such suspicion ill becomes you. Can old friends not seek each other out in these troubled times?
Jack's hand remained on the doorframe, his knuckles white with tension. He knew all too well what Cordelia truly was, knew that a simple invitation could render the tower's arcane defenses useless against her. It was a risk he wasn't willing to take, not with Gnarly lying vulnerable mere feet away.
I'm afraid I can't invite you in, Cordelia. I'm sure you understand why.
Of course, darling, such tiresome formalities.
Cordelia's lips curved into a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. She seemed utterly unfazed by Jack's refusal, her gaze sharpening with an almost predatory glint.
I've come bearing gifts, Jack. Information about our mutual friends, the circle of the whispering shadows. But perhaps we could discuss it outside? Just the two of us. Or perhaps with dear Crothar, if he'd be so kind as to join us. A simple tete-a-tete between new acquaintances, nothing more.
Jack hesitated, years of caution warring with the desperate need for information. But before he could respond, Crothar stepped forward, his massive frame seeming to fill the room. His eyes locked with Jack's, a silent conversation passing between them. With a nearly imperceptible nod, he turned to face the door.
I'll go. Jack, stay with Nolly. She needs you more than I do right now. I can handle this.
With a reluctant nod, Jack unlatched the door, opening it just wide enough for Crothar's broad shoulders to pass through. As the Goliath stepped into the night, Cordelia's eyes lit up as they met Crothar's, her smile widening.
Ah, Crothar, always the gallant one, aren't you? Shall we take a little stroll?
The door closed with a soft thud, leaving Jack and Lyra to exchange worried glances, Lyra's hand never straying far from her weapon. Outside, the night air was crisp and alive with the rustle of wind through leaves and the distant sounds of a city never truly at rest.
There's an establishment not far from here, the Broken Lantern. It's a recruitment ground for the Circle. Dangerous, yes, but it might be our best chance at answers. And who better to brave such perils with me than you, my dear Crothar?
Crothar studied Cordelia as they walked, his mind a maelstrom of conflicting thoughts. There was something achingly familiar about her, something that tugged at the edges of his memory like a half-forgotten dream. But trust was a currency not easily spent in their line of work.
And what's in it for you, Cordelia? Why offer your help now of all times?
Drakestide Cove has been my home for over 2 millennia, Crothar. I've watched it grow, change, suffer. I wish to see it protected, to see it thrive. But more than that, I see potential in you. You remind me of someone I once knew, someone I lost long ago.
Crothar's stern expression softened almost imperceptibly, a flicker of understanding passing across his weathered features. Cordelia's gaze met his, and for a moment, the mask of centuries seemed to slip, revealing a glimpse of something raw and vulnerable beneath.
If you help me, Crothar, I can help you in return. I have resources, connections that span ages. I could help you uncover the truth about Valeria's past, about the fall of Gloomfire Keep. Together, we could make a real difference in this city, in this world.
Crothar paused, his gaze drifting back towards the looming silhouette of the company tower. His eyes lingered there for a long moment, weighing everything that had led him to this point, everything that was at stake.
All right, Lady Blackthorne, we'll do this your way. But understand this, I won't be anyone's pawn, not even yours. If we're to work together, we do so as equals. No secrets, no hidden agendas.
My dear Crothar, I wouldn't have it any other way. Equals it is.
With those words, an unlikely alliance was forged in the shadows of Drakestide Cove. Crothar and Cordelia melted into the darkness of the winding streets, leaving behind the warm glow of the company tower and all its secrets. As they vanished into the night, the air seemed to thrum with possibility, and perhaps a touch of danger. For in a city as old and mysterious as Drakestide Cove, even the most unexpected partnerships could change the course of history. And so the pieces begin to move across the board in Drakestide Cove, as shadows lengthen and alliances shift like sand in an hourglass. While one group ventures into darkness seeking their missing comrades, another forges dangerous pacts in moonlit streets. What secrets lie waiting in the cemetery's embrace? What price will Crothar pay for his alliance with the ancient Lady Cordelia? And what of Nali's fractured memories of betrayal, whispering of green bees and cloaked figures? Join us next time as we delve deeper into these mysteries on Days of Our Dice. For in Drakestide Cove, every answer found only leads to darker questions, and some truths are better left buried in shadow. Until next time, dear listeners, keep your weapons sharp and your wits sharper. Brave adventurers, your journey through the realms of Ethoria has only just begun. The echoes of battle may fade, but the call to adventure rings eternal. Will you answer that call? Will you delve deeper into the mysteries that await, unravel the secrets of the Draketide Coast, and face the darkness that threatens to consume all. The choice is yours, hero. Don't miss a single moment of this epic saga. Like this video to fuel the fires of adventure, and subscribe to our channel to ensure your place among the legends of Ethoria. Hit that notification bell, and you'll be the first to know when new episodes drop. Until next time, may your critical hits be many and your fumbles few.